the long run just behind you. Everything has come so fast. Memories are all inside you, and you never make them back. I can feel that you're in through the world that did not make sense. You can feel what I mean now that you're here. Just know there's nothing to fear along the way. There's nothing I could say, nothing I could say, but I say, oh, you can wipe the years hiding. I say, oh, you can kill that fear.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Andrew with, or otherwise known as SCI-FI. I thought I'd do a little video basically reviewing my latest build, which is obviously in the title up there, so kind of ruined that one, but also give you an update on the last Saber I did as well, because when I reviewed that one it was completely unconfigured and all that. So yeah, so this is basically just a little update. Another thing as well is because we've been like really busy doing stuff and building things and all this kind of thing, my father and I there's a bit of an update. My father and I have started a little lightsaber, like custom lightsaber business, so we can do like builds, commissions and all this kind of thing, and it's just a bit of fun for us as well. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time, because like obviously you spend hundreds of quid, hundreds of pounds or dollars, whatever you want to call it, on custom lightsabers and this kind of thing, paying somebody else to do it, when it's like, well, you could just learn to do it yourself. So this is something I've been wanting to do, and this is something I have done. My father was, obviously by trade, is obviously an aircraft engineer. So when he came to convert the update, which we're about to do in a minute or so, it was like second nature to him. So it was like, well, hold a minute. So I've been part of the community for like 3.5 years. So I've been, I'm not, in terms of like reviewing and all this building and all this kind of thing, I'm very new to it, but I've had a bit of a voice for like the last 3.5 to 4 years. So I was like, well, okay, so I've got some knowledge. The old man's got some knowledge. It's like, well, combine that and have a bit of fun with it. So we created what's basically what we've called North West Sabers, which in the United Kingdom, obviously, in terms of like, like wanting somebody to build a lightsaber for you, or that kind of thing, like commissions, builds, and all this kind of thing. In the United Kingdom, in England, there isn't really anything, unless you go to like KR Sabers, his schedule is obviously through the roof, obviously, especially with the Last Jedi hype, and we have no idea what Solo is going to do for him. There's probably like a couple of other independent things, a couple of other like independent Smiths and all this kind of thing, but over here there isn't really anything. So it's like, well, if anything, we're giving England like another little choice to, another option to do something. This is the first time my face has been on camera, so I'm a bit nervous. So yeah, so we've been cracking on, getting things set up, getting things, building things and all this kind of thing. Excuse me. And the first thing that we did was when I purchased a Vaders Vault Acolyte last year, and obviously anybody who knows anything about custom sabers and all this kind of thing knows that Vaders Vault is up there. I mean, they are probably the best, if not, they are the best. There's probably people above them, but in terms of accessibility, when you want one, you can get one. Vaders Vault is the top. So yeah, when I put my order in, obviously it was like a 6 month wait. Did the 6 month wait, then got it, which is. This is there, but obviously we're going to pan the camera to it. So waited 6 months, got the email saying it was a shipping, waited like another extra like week and a half, something like that, then paid the customs on top of that, got it, and then basically the day after, well the weekend after I got it, I was going to do my first, well, we did do it anyway, but I was going to do my first convention in full dress, which is obviously like my own interpretation of like a Sith Acolyte. So obviously the saber would have gone well with it. Basically, the day before, the night before the convention. Took the battery out, did a full charge in it, and then obviously the morning of the convention put the battery back in, and there was absolutely nothing at all. Which obviously you can tell was like on the day of the convention as well, irritated me and kind of like pissed me off a little bit, because you spent that much money on it and you've waited that long for it, and obviously you had a reason you had a genuine reason why you wanted it and all this kind of thing. You wanted to show it off to people and did a photo op, like you also felt well, but obviously a test run of my gear with the lightsaber the night before, and everything was running well. So yeah, completely dead. So it was like, the hell. So we put a new battery in, completely dead. So I ended up taking my Ultra Sabers Malice, which obviously they've got a previous review somewhere over there, which I absolutely adored. That's now going to a gentleman in Germany. So rather than send people, I've had people on Facebook and all this kind of thing basically saying, "Oh, why didn't you send it back? Why didn't you send it back to Vaders Vault?" And it's like, you've waited 6 months for it, 6 months to get it. It doesn't work, and obviously you'd have to box it back up, send it back after you've done your getting in contact with them and all those kind of things. And I was like, what's the point? So we settled for an upgrade. So obviously it's in the last episode that I put up anyway. But yeah, so we basically did an upgrade on it. We upgraded the Crystal Shard 4 to a Prism 5.1. Upgraded the Suncrusher Red LED to full Tri-Cree RGB. We're putting an in-hilt recharge in it as well, and we also put a rice port in. So obviously the last episode was I'd literally just turned it on for the first time since the upgrade. I was like, oh shit, I need to do an upgrade. I need to do a video, load a video. So we did that. And obviously it wasn't configured. We didn't put it through the rice, so basically I'd swing it around and was just going, what do you want me to do with it? And it's like it wasn't doing anything. So this has now been completely configured and it's ready to rock. So I'm gonna throw the camera on this way and we're gonna do that. So here we are. This is, as you've already seen in the previous episode, this is my Vaders Vault Acolyte. Sitting on a Master Replica stand, which obviously can't really get it on there, but at least it's on there. So I can move it around, do good things with it. So you can see here, there's where the recharge port is, obviously with the kill key. The blade plug in the front there. So it's just like this part of the video is just like a little update, but obviously shines it off in better light as well. And at the back. Now I've already stated to people, either on on Facebook and etc. I'm not going to be like opening it up. I have released pictures of the internals. Obviously, it retains the I think you call it. There's a name for the chassis Vaders Vault called a Delrin chassis. So it's retaining that obviously with the Prism obviously sitting on top. So you welt in there. That kind of thing. Retains the same battery. But one thing we were thinking about was because of the nature of, let's see, like I say, doing the Korbanths and all this kind of thing. We've got our own chassis. This is actually a prototype. Let's move this out of the way so you can see it properly. This is the prototype. The DV6 is using a proper high quality print. Well, the highest quality print our 3D printer can produce. So this is the prototype version. So you can see exactly where the recharge port is sitting here. The Prism or whatever card you want will be sitting here because we can make it to size. And obviously battery here and the speaker at the back there. So this just gives you kind of like an overview basically of just one of our chassis. I think some people are like, oh well, you could use better quality, but so this is the highest quality. We're using basically what we've got, well basically what our 3D printer can produce. Let's go think, and this is like an aluminium aluminium PLA, if I remember correctly. We've also, obviously, we've got etched. We've got our name that etched on it. I guess if you wanted it customised, I guess we could do that. So yeah, it gives you an idea. But we have actually got a slimline chassis, which doesn't fit the 18650 battery, but it fits a 14650, so it's a lot thinner, and that would actually fit. Get this out of the way. Bring this back in. This would actually fit perfectly in the Acolyte. It would mean completely re-overhauling it again, obviously to fit the new chassis. But rather than basically taking the pommel off here, you'd basically unscrew it here. So basically, as you would like with some of the Korbanths and all this kind of thing, so it'd make internals also easy to get to. This is one thing. This is it's like one idea we were thinking about. But obviously, this little beauty is actually up for sale, so I'm actually not doing anything else to it. I'd rather have the new owner do what he or she would like to do with this. In my opinion, it's completely fine. So yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I might put the blade in. I'm not sure.
Danger only makes things more fun.
This thing is loud, and people say how loud is it, and they don't tend to believe me just how loud this bloody thing is. This is one of the Old Republic fonts. This is actually one of the one of 3 fonts I actually got with the Acolyte when I first ordered it. I absolutely adore this thing because it pays tribute to the Old Republic, and I think it's kind of almost like kind of ripped from the game as well. So it's that just sounds. It is glorious, this thing. If you can hear me, that is. Try and initiate it. And you'll see to lock up. Put that back on there, like that. So yeah, this thing is loud, and well, actually, because it's obviously a potential buyer is actually going to be watching this episode, I'm actually going to just flick through. Not the defaults.
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
So this is kind of like a Kylo Ren-ish sound font. I can't actually remember what the name of it was, called, but when I sent it to Vaders Vault. But yeah, so it gives you an idea. I'll just turn it on. It kind of sounds like it, but when you swing it, it doesn't sound like Kylo Ren. And when you slap it, and when you lock it. It's set to purple at the moment. Let's put that back on here for a minute. So default, we don't want defaults. No, one more. This is called Aggression. I love this thing. Listen to that. I think it's kind of a pink colour, I think. Yeah. So that gives you just an idea of just a little recap on the Acolyte. Obviously I went through the default sounds, but everyone knows what the default sounds are. But this is just like a little recap on on the Acolyte with the 3 sound fonts that it was originally intended for when I bought it. It's now obviously completely configured, sensitivity is perfect. As you saw, it was decent swinging. You will probably see it again later on in the episode, because now we're going to move on to what this episode is actually about. And what this episode is really about is this. This is my very first build, and this is the Korbanth DV6, and it's based on Darth Vader's lightsaber that he used in Return of the Jedi. For those of you who don't know what the DV6 is, the DV6 is basically, the story goes that when they were shooting Return of the Jedi, they somehow managed to misplace or lose the MPP hilts they used in Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope. And the scene they were shooting was obviously the final duel against Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, obviously, and the Emperor. And yeah, so there's something that had to be done. So the arts department managed to get hold of a Graflex that Luke used in Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope, and basically kitted it out to make it look as close as it could to obviously Darth Vader's lightsaber. So this is like, the way I like to think of it, the way like Shamim said it was like a dark side variant of the Graflex. This thing is gorgeous. It is. I love this thing, and somehow I'm going to try and swivel it without dropping it, because that would be embarrassing. I absolutely love this thing. It presented some challenges when building it, as any lightsaber would, but you know, if using hindsight, that needs to be the other way around, which I didn't think about that. But hey, I said it's my first build. Nothing's ever going to be perfect on your first build, is it? I mean, how many of you watching this video on your first build got everything absolutely spot on? I mean, I'm still learning. I'll hold my hands up to that. Actually, I'm going to take this off the stand. Put this little stand over here and give you a better look. So starting at the front, the LED wise, a nice little pun that basically what we did here is the LED is actually here. It's here around here or something. So retaining this was a bit tricky, because originally we thought it was one of these two here, but it was like, well, obviously it didn't really like go down far enough. I guess I could, using hindsight, obviously you probably could use like a longer screw, but obviously in the UK finding imperial sizes is very, very, very hard, which sometimes I really do wish we lived in the United States, because everything would be there ready basically for us to get. So yeah, using so rather than faffing about and not being happy with this, we discreetly, you make the light, put the light there, discreetly tapped a hole in this greebly here. There you go, the light's here. So in this hole here, we tapped in this greebly, we tapped a hole, put in I think it was an M3 screw, like Allen screw, and basically just tapped away through. Obviously, if I ever decide, okay, today's the day I'm selling this thing, I can't see it happening, but obviously Sabers come and go. Why would you want to move this anyway? So you're never going to touch it. So yeah, so the LED, so that's LED retention, which leaves blade retention to be this screw here and the glass eye down, or the glass eye thing, obviously down here. So what I'm going to do is quickly pause it. I'm going to take the back end off, because obviously I'm using my phone to record on, and I wish I had like a tripod or something like that. So basically I'm going to pause it, take the back off, and quickly show you the internal, and take the kill key out, put the pommel back on, and we'll go through some sound fonts. So the pommel is off. I'll show you underneath. We've got the glass eye, that's another blade retention. On switch, auxiliary switch, and here's the internals. You're running a Prism 5.1. It's got 6 sound fonts. One of those is default because I kind of liked it, and the other 5 are custom from saberfont.com. Ignore the kill key, but I'm going to unplug it anyway. I'm going to have to pause it. So kill key pulled, and we're ready to rock. The first font is the one of the defaults. I keep getting mixed up between something like it's either dark meat or light meat, but I think it's all it could be in between one. I'm not too sure, or grey meat. But somebody will probably like comment anyway, and I hope they do because I keep getting myself mixed up. So I'll just turn it on. There you can see the beautiful deep red LED. I'll see if I press the auxiliary button. There's white. Well, enough of the defaults. That's not what you're here for. So, I'm going to hold the auxiliary button.
Dark side relic.
This sound font is insane. I love this thing. Not as much as, yeah, honestly, I love all the sound fonts on this. Listen to that. We put a nice, unstable-ish kind of flicker on to resemble basically how raw this thing is. We pick it up. Hopefully I get some. And hold the auxiliary button for lock up. And turn it off. Then you're going to hold the auxiliary button again and we'll go to the next font. Now this is one of, obviously I know what the third Vader font is. This is one of 2. This is either NPP Vader ESB HD Remastered, or this is Vader ROTJ HD. So this is one of the 2. Obviously someone's going to go, someone will obviously, because obviously the boot sounds kind of change, so I'll turn it on. I think this is Empire Strikes Back. Just an absolutely gorgeous colour. I'm going to put the blade in. Change to the next font. Obviously, if you heard that, this font is Ruiner. When I first heard this font, I absolutely fell in love with it. And all credit to, like Darkside Relic, all credit to Shamim. He created a gorgeous sound font. We made the flicker on this as unstable as we can get it. It just makes it look like a strobe, like someone's flashing on off switch. But we'll turn it on. I'm going to do speaker first because this thing is mean. And just listen to it. And I was saying about the flicker. I mean, just give you an idea. I adore this font. I thought it was a nice special addition to the whole. Again, this is either ESB or Return of the Jedi. I think it's Return of the Jedi, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah. I think that was Return of the Jedi, I think. This one is R1 by, I think it was Lord Blako for Vaders Rogue One sound font. Again, I love this font and it had to be on here. And then obviously it will go back to Darkside Relic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a blade in. Just 1 second. So the blade's in, and I'm going to leave it on R1 for now. Actually, I'm going to R1 and Ruiner, I think. But to give you an idea on how bright this thing is. I mean, just look at that. It is, I absolutely. Actually, tap it on top of there. Love the shine through on the top. And to give you an idea of just how red this thing is. Look at that. Alright, we'll try and find Ruiner.
Darkside Relic.
There we go. And I love the way that we've set the blade flicker up. It just gives you an idea. It is. I absolutely freaking love this thing. So I'll just put the blade plug back in. which I'm using the proper DV6 blade plug from KR Sabers, which must admit gives it something. So yeah, so I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I mean, I wanted to get this thing. This is my first review. Like I said, it's kind of excitement. It's kind of like, oh my god, we've done it. So yeah, so we've got a lot. But my question to myself is, what am I going to do next, or what do I want next? People have been seeing this box here. I'll just give you a little sneaky peek. This is my father's Korbanth DV6, which is based on Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. And then, lovely box. Obviously, there's pictures of this all over the Facebook page. This kind of thing, but absolutely love this thing. But yeah, just in case people are like, what's in the box? So yeah, so thank you very, very, very much for watching. Of my lovely DV6, and to those who are wondering about the Acolyte, it's nice to see it again, obviously, and it's nice that it's all configured. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned because we've got some good things lined up. And thank you very much. Goodbye.
There's a long road just behind you. Everything has come so fast. Memories are all inside you, and you never make them back. I can feel that you're in through the world that did not make sense. You can feel what I mean now that you're here. Just know there's nothing to fear along the way. There's nothing I could say, nothing I could say. Nothing I could say, but I say, you can wipe